I just want to make a quick video about when I talk about using your third eye, working on your brow chakra to develop your intuition. So then you know what's going on. And I just remembered this story. So I had this friend, and her name was Liz, and I don't think she'd care if I told the story, and I know a lot of Liz's, so. And then we had a friend in common. And the friend in common said, "Hey, have you talked to Liz lately?" And I said, "No, why?" She's like, "She tried to suck me into some pyramid marketing scheme type of thing." And I'm like, "Oh, she did?" And she's like, "Yeah, I was pissed because she wasted my whole night and she told me this." And I'm like, "Okay." So she goes, "Look out, because she's probably coming for you, you know." I said, "Okay." Sure enough, I get a call from Liz. "Hey, I got this opportunity and I don't know if I should take it. Some kind of a business thing." And she's like, "There's some crap to clear out on this, I guess. I was wondering if you wouldn't mind coming to a meeting with me." So I'm like, "Sure." So I'm like, "Yeah, no, that's fine. I'll go." So now I know what I'm in for, because our friend already told me like what this is all about. So Liz like, "Oh, okay, we'll meet at this restaurant. I'll pay for dinner." I was a flight instructor at the time, so I was really poor. Like beyond poor. I worked all the time and I was so freaking poor. So I'm like, somebody's gonna give me free food, I will take it. So I meet Liz at this restaurant. She pays for dinner. I know that it's like not on the up and up. There's no integrity here, so I just eat like my face off. And this is when my metabolism was like insane, and I didn't drink any alcohol at the time in my life, so my metabolism was like totally crazy. So I eat my face off. Then we go to this meeting so I can help her decide if she should take this opportunity. And it's this thing where they're talking about money, and they're talking about cars. Like this guy's like, "I have all these cars, and I have these houses, and I have this, and I have all these material possessions, and it's awesome, and I'm awesome, and you could be awesome too." And so I'm like, so they had like free food on the table in the back. So like this back table had like donuts and like little donut holes, and it had had food, you know. So, and cookies and coffee and water, everything you wanted. And I was just like watching this movie, and I actually took my shirt, flipped it up so I could hold more donuts and cookies. And I'm sitting there and I'm eating, and she keeps looking over. She's like, "You having fun?" I go, "Yeah, I'm having the best time. This is great." And she's like, "Oh, good, you're having a great time." "Yeah, I'm having a great time." And then I didn't know what empathy was at the time, because I was just a pilot. I wasn't like doing what I'm doing now. So like I thought it was just normal to feel people's feelings. I didn't know it was called a thing. I didn't know it was an actual thing that was different. So I could feel like the people behind us who had brought their guests to this fake thing, this multi-level marketing thing, they were getting like jealous that my friend Liz's guest was like having the best time of my life. Like they thought I was totally in. They thought I was totally on board with this whole thing. So just chowing all the free stuff, and so fun for like an hour or whatever. And then they're like, "Okay, now you're gonna break up and you're gonna talk to your guest and you're gonna see where they are." And so she's like, "So what do you think?" And I'm like, "It's really fun." She's like, "You like it?" And I said, "Yeah, it's really fun." And she's like, "So do you want to do it?" I said, "Oh, no way." I said, "I work like 6 days a week, sometimes 7, you know, And she's like, but you don't, you don't have any money. I said, yeah, I don't have any money, but I don't have any time. There's no way I'm doing this. She's like, I thought you were. I said, no, there's no way I'm doing this. But I really appreciated the dinner, and I'm happy to stick around. So we stuck around. I ate more food. We watched more videos, movies, or whatever. People who had tons and tons of material possessions, telling you how awesome they are. And my point is that when my and Liz's friend went with Liz and didn't know what she was in for, she got mad. And she was like, I'm never talking to Liz again. She's like, I'm never talking to her again. But since I knew what I was in for, I was able to really enjoy myself in a way that's like, I had the best time. And when you work on your third eye, it's just like that, where you're given information prior, and then I think it was my brother said there's power in knowing. So there's power in knowing. There's so much power in knowing what you're going into, knowing who someone is, knowing your own limitations. There's power in knowing. And if you can work on your intuition, and you have the power of knowing, like intuitively, you're able to move through your life with a calmer mind. And when your mind is calmer, you have access to higher level thinking. So you're going to make better choices every time when your mind is calm. So, even if our friend didn't tell me what this was all about, there would have been, at some point, it would have just taken me, I wouldn't have known through the dinner that we shared. But within the first 20 minutes of the meeting, which was a hard sell tactic, I'd say within the first 30 minutes of that, I would have known what was going on. So work on your third eye. Work on your third eye. Don't drink, be careful with fluoride. It calcifies your pineal gland. And you can close your eyes, and you can gently look up with your eyes. Look up towards the center of your third eye, and you can use your hands to pretend you're holding your own pineal gland in your palm. Hold it, relax your eyes, jaw, and shoulders, ground yourself, just like we always do in meditation. Ground yourself, hold in your hand, pretend your pineal gland is floating above your palm, and then use your other palm to sweep it and clear it. And then use your other hand to, give it energy. And then you can move your hands apart and together, gently, apart and together, to expand it and contract it, expand it and contract it. So if you think about the pineal gland, like if it looks like a nut, if it, you think of it as like this little kind of a thing. If you, think of it as like the calcification would be like if there was ice around it. Calcification would be like it's totally enclosed in ice. If you could expand it and contract it, you'll break up all the calcification. So, and then you can heal it. And then, so you can if you just sit quietly with your body, ground it, tell it you love it. I love you, my body. I love you, my body. Smiling face, releasing positive endorphins and positive chemicals. I love you, my body. I love you, my pineal gland. You can blow with your breath through to clear it. And sweep through. Just sweep through. Just keep sweeping through it. I have an old Renegade Yogi video. I can't remember the name of it, but I talk about the pineal gland and the reptilian brain. All these sweaty Bikram yoga people are pouring out of this building right now. I look nasty. I'm slightly jealous. Jealousy means that I want that. I want to work out hard. Okay, so heal and cleanse your pineal gland, and then expanding it and contracting. Expanding, contracting, and that'll break off the calcification. Then you can sweep more, and then give more energy. And then tell it, I love you, my pineal gland. I love you, my pineal gland. Thank you for my intuition. Thank you for my intuition. Thank you for my intuition. Now, I don't know what information is going to start coming out into the mainstream. And I don't know what people's ego minds are going to allow in as new information, because the ego works, the way it works is it only lets in information that it already agrees with. So as you're working to raise your vibration, as you're working to empower yourself, you're shifting your own paradigm and you're growing and expanding. So the ego keeps you safe, sane, and secure by keeping you in a little box. And then as you grow and expand, you break down the little box. You move in and out between the little box and a bigger box. You create a new paradigm outside your small box. You create another paradigm in a little bigger box. And when you first start to create it, like if you're reading, so like my clients, they'll do all this work on themselves. I just got no shirt. That's awesome. That is awesome. I want that kind of self-esteem. So as you read books, as you go to workshops, as you work to raise your vibration, as you work spiritually, you start creating a new, larger dashed line box. But before that box fills in, you're in your little box and you go back and forth. And in hang gliding, we called it, in the hang gliding, there was the safe zone, the push zone, and the danger zone. So if you stay in the safe zone, you're never going to learn anything. You're going to stay right there. You have to go into the push zone to learn. And that's where the discomfort is. But you don't want to go into the danger zone. So like, you wouldn't want to blow your third eye wide open like right now until you're ready. So, so you go from the safe zone into the push zone, back to the safe zone, push zone, safe zone in hang gliding. But it's the same thing in spiritual work. So your safe zone would be in the original box your ego mind has created with the solid lines. The push zone is where you push through the walls into the dashed line, but you stay inside the dashed line. And you have these experiences where you go to these workshops or you do yoga or you meditate and you're in the push zone, you're in the push zone, you're in the push zone. But until you make the dashed lines on the larger paradigm that you're creating for your own self to paradigm shift, until those dashed lines become solid, you're going to experience fear, because you're getting bigger, and you're also going to experience some sadness because you're leaving behind an old way of doing things. So they're both normal and natural and necessary to your own growth. You're going to experience a sadness, maybe feeling like you're pulling away from friends or family, and then at the same time a fear of because you're in the push zone. So a healthy fear, you can ride that energy of a healthy fear. I'm moving forward. Okay. Is that it? Let me just check in really fast. Just keep loving yourself. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And that's going to help feed you through the transitional phase between your smaller paradigm and your larger paradigm. I think that's it. But working on your intuition, working on your third eye, that's the way. It's just the way. You empower yourself and keep coming back to yourself. Keep bringing your power back, your energy back to yourself, back to yourself, back to yourself. You know, not lining up behind any politicians or lining up behind anyone, lining up behind your own peaceful, powerful, loving soul, your spirit-directed life. Keep bringing yourself back to yourself. Stay in the center of the big white spotlight of the highest, holiest source creator energy, working and healing your third eye, telling your body, I love you, my body. I love you, my body. Keep bringing yourself back. All right. All right. I love you. Have a great day.